Hello everyone. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic motivation. First, we'll try to understand the meaning of the word. The word motivation is derived from the Latin word mover. The Latin word mover means to move, to drive, or to drive forward. Motivation can be described as the internal force that impacts the direction, intensity, and endurance of a person's voluntary choice of behavior. So, in simple word, we can say that motivation is the process of stimulating, inspiring, and inducing the employees to perform to their best capacity. Motivation is a psychological term which means it cannot be forced on employees. It comes automatically from inside the employees as its willingness to do the work. Next, we will cover the topic features of the motivation. First feature is motivation is a continuous process. Motivation will remain till the life of a person because we always, as a human being, we are always going to set the goals for ourselves. To achieve those goals, motivation is very important. Second feature is motivation can be positive and negative. So it depends upon the kind of person we are going to deal with. Motivation will be treated and given accordingly. For example, for some people, positive motivators works like promotion, increase in salary, incentives, etc. But in certain cases, negative motivation works very well, like punishment, fear, etc. Third feature is motivation is goal oriented. It means that whenever you have any goal, you will definitely have motivation to achieve that goal. So without goal, motivation is not going to work. Motivation is complex in nature. It means that every human being have different goals, different choices, different desires. So accordingly, the motivation also varies accordingly. Motivation is an art. It means that to motivate anyone, it depends upon the personal skills of the motivator. So accordingly, motivation is provided to the individuals. Motivation is system oriented. It means that according to the system, choices and structure of the organization, motivation is provided to the employees or any working member of the organization. Motivation is different from job satisfaction. It means that job satisfaction is something when you start being happy with whatever you are doing. But motivation is totally attached to is totally connected towards the goal of the organization and goal of the individuals. That's why motivation and job satisfaction are different. Next, process of motivation. So this is the pictorial representation of the motivation that starts in an individual. First one is unsatisfied need. If a person is unsatisfied, then definitely he is going to have some tensions because he will have a fear and he will have lots of anxieties because of that unsatisfied need. Because of the tension, he'll create a drive in himself. And drive will help him to reduce the tension. If tension is reduced, he will be very satisfied and he will start searching for such behavior. So this is the pictorial representation of the process of the motivation. It starts from the unsatisfied need of the human being. So unsatisfied need means where the human is unsatisfied with himself or his goal. Tension means presence of the unsatisfied need gives him a tension. Drive means this tension creates an urge of drive in the human being as he starts looking for the various alternatives. Next, search behavior. After searching the alternatives, the human being starts behaving according to the options available to him. Satisfied need. After behaving in a particular manner for a longer time, then he evaluates that whether the need is satisfied and not satisfied. Reduction of tension. When his needs are fulfilled, then automatically his tension will get reduced and he will be motivated. Next is importance of the motivation. So there are various importance of the motivation which are important to drive an individual. The first one is higher efficiency. A satisfied and well motivated employee can give higher efficiency to the organization in terms of output. Reduce absenteeism. A Very well motivated employee will try to be, he will be very much regular to the organization, and he will show some kind of loyalty towards the organization. So absenteeism will be minimum there. Reduce employee turnover. Employees turnover means the number of the employees that leave the organization. So if your workforce is very much motivated, then there will be very less employees turnover, or we can say there will be no turnover of the employees in the organization, which is a very much positive sign for the organization. Next is improves the corporate image. The organization where the employees are very well motivated, they give good feedback about the organization outside of the organization also. So automatically it improves the corporate image of the company. Good relations. If there is motivation among the employees, there will be good relationship in the organization. In terms of different levels or hierarchy, or we can say department, or within the department also, there will be good relationship. Next, improves the morale. Morale is the spirit and being optimistic towards the organization. So a well-motivated employee will have good morale towards the organization. Next is reduced wastage and breakage. It means that a well-motivated employee will work, he will try to perform very well, and automatically he will show some kind of loyalty also. He will, if he is very well trained, he will reduce the breakage. There will be reduction in the breakage of the machineries and any tools, and automatically there will be less of the wastage. Reduced incidents. A well-motivated employee trains himself very well. So automatically there will be less accidents in the organization while handling any activity, any task or machinery. Last is facilitates initiative and innovation. A well-motivated employee will be full of energy and enthusiasm. So he will always give a good innovative ideas, and he will try to involve himself in the decision making of the organization. So these are the importance of the motivation. Next, motivational factors. So what are the different factors through which we can motivate any individual or employee in an organization? So motivational factors can be broadly categorized into two categories. The first one is monetary factors, and second one is non-monetary factors. So monetary factors are like salaries, bonus, incentives, special individual incentives. So these are the monetary terms or monetary factors that can motivate an individual. Second is non-monetary factors like status or job title, appreciation and recognition, delegation of authority, good working condition, job security, and worker participation. So these are some of the factors which are non-monetary, but they equally help to motivate the employees. So according to the kind of employee or kind of the individual he or she is, accordingly we will try to give them the motivational factors. Next, theories of motivation. So today we'll cover one theory of the motivation, a very basic and most important, and that is Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. So according to the Abraham Maslow, he has divided the human motivation theory according to their individual needs, and these needs are divided into 5 broad categories. And the first category is physiological needs. So Abraham Maslow has given this theory, this concept, physiological theory. He says that the basic needs of the human, like food, shelter, water, etc., and clothes, these are the basic needs of the human. Once these basic needs are satisfied, then he goes for looking for the another motivator according to the needs, and that is safety needs. Safety needs includes the security, stability, dependency, protection, freedom from fear and anxiety, and a need for structure, order and law. After fulfilling the basic needs of an individual, he starts looking for the safety needs. Then once the safety needs are fulfilled, the individual goes for the another kind of needs, and that is social needs. So social needs are the most important needs of any human being, and it basically includes the belongingness and love that an individual looks forward. So social needs are those, like every individual wants to be associated with a particular group. He wants to get love, he wants to have the security of belongingness, etc., and interaction with the society, colleagues, and friends. So these are the social needs. Then once the social needs are fulfilled, an individual goes for the esteem needs. It includes the self-respect, self-esteem, and it also includes the prestige, status, fame, dominance, recognition, attention, importance, and appreciation. Once the esteem needs are fulfilled, the last and final motivational needs comes the self-actualization needs. This is the point where the individual reaches to the point of self-realization, the maximum of himself, the better version of himself. So this is the simple structure of hierarchy of human needs. Hierarchy basically means the series of the human needs that motivates him. The first one is physiological, safety, belongingness, esteem needs, and last one is self-actualization needs. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.